The following is a presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and future. And hopefully you guys have all recovered from your NFL playoff championship hangovers. If you were with us on Wednesday night, you saw the Pittsburgh Steelers defeat the Dallas Cowboys 21-20 to win the championship for 1978. And so today, we go back to baseball, and we got a good one for you between the St. Louis Cardinals and the Philadelphia Phillies from St. Louis from Saturday, April 17th, 1982. But the night before, last night, it was a dandy for Bob Forsch and the St. Louis Cardinals. They shut out the Phillies 4-0. Bob Forsch threw a shutout, 5 hits, no walks, struck out 2. He's now 2-1 for the year. For the Cardinals, who are now 7-3 overall. In the first, St. Louis got all the runs they needed. Darrell Porter with a 2-run homer to take the lead 2-0. In the seventh, they sent 8 to the plate. They scored 2 on 5 walks. Lonnie Smith scored on a walk, and Bob Forsch walked home a run too. Mike Krukow, 7 tough innings, 4 earned runs, 6 hits, 5 walks, and 3 strikeouts. If the Phillies are going to contend 1982, these are the games they got to win. Also last night, or during the day, the surprising Toronto Blue Jays are 4-4. They beat the Red Sox 8-1 at Fenway. Damaso Garcia, 3 for 5, 2 RBI and a double. Cleveland shuts out Kansas City 3-0. Lenny Barker goes to 1-1 on the year. Sal Bando with a solo shot there. The Pirates over the Cubs or the Cubs over the Pirates. The Pirates are 1-5 to start the year. Cubs beat them 3-2. Willie Hernandez gets the win. He's 1-0. Omar Moreno for the Pirates, 3 for 5 and 2 stolen bases. Tigers down the Yankees 8-3. Tom Underwood gets his first win of the year. Alan Trammell, 3 of 4, 2 RBI, 2 doubles. Montreal is undefeated. You'll see them Tuesday afternoon against the Philadelphia Phillies next week. They beat the Mets 5-3. Jeff Reardon gets the win, his first of the year. Gary Carter, a homer, his first and 2 RBI. Texas beat Milwaukee 5-1. The Rangers go 4-2. Schmidt gets his first win. Pat Putnam, the Vermonter, 3 for 3 with a double. Houston downs Atlanta. The Braves are now 4-5. Nolan Ryan gets his second win of the year. The Astros win 7-3. Dale Murphy, his third home run, he had 3 RBI. Oakland down Seattle 4-3. The A's are 5-5. You'll see them next Thursday afternoon against the California Angels. Jones, his second win of the year. He's 2-0. Tony Armas now has 5 home runs. He goes 3 for 6. California, who you'll also see next Thursday against Oakland, 11-0 over the Twins. They're 8-2, the Angels. Bruce Keeson, second win of the year. Brian Dowding, 2 home runs, 2 solo shots. The Padres beat the Giants 2-0. Curtis gets the win. Jerry Royce takes the loss. Lex Cotto with his first home run of the year. The Dodgers fall to 5-4. And the Giants shut out the Reds 3-0. Gary Lavelli goes to 2-1 on the year. And that takes care of Friday night. Now, get the set. No. So it's Steve Carlton against Joaquin Andahar next on Game of the Week. And it's a rainy afternoon here in St. Louis. 16 miles an hour wind coming in from left center field, 65 degrees and uncomfortable. It is not a large crowd. How you doing, Al? Good to have you with us. And so the Cardinals coming in this one 7-3, but they're not quite in first place. Montreal hasn't lost yet this year, and we'll see them play the Phillies on Tuesday, Wednesday night, in our primetime game. I don't need to look at the camera because you're looking at something else, I think. Yep. In our primetime game Wednesday night, as we go to baseball 2 days and 1 night a week, we'll have the Kansas City Royals and the Detroit Tigers, and then it'll be Oakland and California next Thursday afternoon at noontime to round out week 3 of the baseball season. Okay, so Joaquin Andujar takes the hill. For the feisty one, this will be his 3rd start. His last start was okay. His numbers aren't great. 14 in a 3rd inning, 16 hits allowed, 8 runs, all earned. He's walked 3 and struck out 7 and has an ERA of over 5. Against the Cubs, he drew a no decision. 7 in the 3rd innings, 8 hits, 3 runs, all earned. He walked 1 and struck out 6. So he's hoping to have a better day today. The lineup he'll be facing with the Phillies. It's Pete Rose leading off and playing first. Ivan DeJesus is a shortstop. He'll bat second. The Sarge, Gary Matthews, is in left field. He'll bat third. Davis, the right fielder. I believe that's Vaughn. He'll clean up. Roberts, at third. He'll bat fifth. Greg Maddox, the center fielder, will bat sixth. Bo Diaz, the catcher, will bat seventh. Manny Trio, the second baseman, bats eighth. And Steve Carlton will bat ninth. And I don't know what White Herzog was figuring here. I mean, Keith Hernandez is in left. He's a 1 and a 1. And that's not a good thing. Lonnie Smith is in center. He's a 3 and a 6. And George Hendrick is in right. He's a 5 and a 6. Around the infield, Gonzalez at short. At third, rather. He's a 3. The Wizards at short. He's a 10. Tommy Herr. That's Ozzie Smith. Tommy Herr at second. He's a 6. And Gene Tennis is playing first. And he's a 2. With Daryl Porter, 4 and a 5 behind the plate. And so Pete Rose wipes the rain off the bat and the bill of his helmet. 316, no home runs, 3 RBI. And a hard deals, and this one starts with a fly ball to right center. Lonnie Smith is there, and there's 1 out. So Ivan DeJesus, who, as you can see, played for the Cubs. I remember that, those WGN games. Slows, well, it's about what you expect. 235, no homers or RBIs. He's 8 for 34. And a hard deals, and DeJesus hits one right up the middle over to Tennis, 2 out. So Andujar getting it done early. And here's the Sarge, Gary Matthews. 286, a homer, and 3 RBI. Would hit 19 on the real year. Pitch. And Matthews slashes that one into right center for a base hit. You know who's not playing today is Mike Schmidt, which I'm surprised. But the computer does, these are as played, so if you were to sit down on this April 17th and watch this game, Mike Schmidt doesn't start. It's Dick Davis, not Von Davis. What the hell was I thinking? Dick Davis is off to a flying start, hitting 400 with 3 RBI. 12 for 30. Ah, yes, Dave, those old National League artificial turf stadiums. And it always looked like when they would pull the tarp off because it's raining, it looked like a giant diaper because the outfield would always be that dark green from the color of the wet surface, and the infield would be dry. Now, I don't have the mouse on, but if you look by as you can see, but if you look by the first base coaching box, you can see the hole in the turf that goes all the way down behind home plate. Busch Stadium, up until October of 1985, had an automatic tarpaulin machine until it broke Vince Coleman's leg in the National League Championship Series. They no longer used it. Pitch to Dick Davis, and there's a fly ball to left. Hernandez. This should be an adventure. He makes the catch. He does, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, and no errors. Or 1 hit, no errors. Phillies nothing. Here come the Cardinals. And we can tell you that both of Steve Carlton's starts have come against the New York Mets. 4 days ago, he went the distance. 9 innings, 9 hits. 4 runs, all earned. He walked 2 and struck out 10. And so on the year, he's picked up his first win. So 1 and 1 on the year. 16 in the 3rd innings, 19 hits, 4 walks and 18 strikeouts, and an ERA of 4.41. They're playing for Lonnie Smith to bunt, so I can't tell you what Roberts is going to do. Matthews is a 5-6 in left. Maddox is an excellent center field with 10 and 6. And Dick Davis is a 4 and a 3. Now Rose is at first. Infield, DeJesus is 6 at short. Trio is a 10 at second. Rose is 6 at first. Bo Diaz is a 9 in it with a 4-arm, which is why Pete Rose pretty much coached him to go to Cincinnati when Rose was the manager. Yeah, it was so faded. Don't worry about it. I'll take a look later. I saw you did some sort of stream, Dave. The lineup for the Cardinals. It is Lonnie Smith leading off in center field. Tommy Hearn will bat second. Keith Hernandez is left field. That's a fish out of water, but he'll bat third. George Hendrick, the power bat in this lineup, will bat cleanup. Gene Tennis hits fifth. Julio Gonzalez, the third baseman, will bat sixth. Darryl Porter seventh. Ozzie Smith eighth. Oh, okay. Oh, you know what? You got to mute yourself. If you're trying to do it, all right. And Joaquin Andujar, who threw 10 pitches in the first, will bat ninth. I know what caused that. All right, so Lonnie Smith isn't going to bunt. He's at 333. Surprisingly enough, has 2 homers and 39 at-bats. 6 RBI. And so Carlton's ready. And that's a walk. Roberts, by the way, is a bad 3 at third. And so Smith will get there. They're going to hold him on. That brings up Tom Herr. 256, no home runs. He won't hit one. Or if he does, it's a miracle. And 4 RBI. Hit and run. Herr. Fly ball to right. Davis in the corner. Foul ball. So 2-2 the count to Herr. And there goes Smith. The throw. The trio is not in time. And Herr struck out. So it was a strike him out, and they wanted to throw him out double play. But nope. 6 steal for Lonnie Smith, and that brings up Keith Hernandez, who is indeed the left fielder. He's at 350, a home run and 5 RBI. 1 out. It's from Carlton. Struck him out. An 0-2 pitch, swung up pitch. Careful how you say that, Ronnie. Swung on and missed. That's 2 for lefty, and that'll bring up George Hendrick. Slow start for George. 161, 2 homers, and 4 RBIs. And remember, there's no Cardinal emblem on the helmet. It's just Cardinal red. Carlton pitches. Hendrick, fly ball left center. Back goes Matthews, and that retires the side. So no runs, no hits. The walks don't hurt after 1. Philadelphia nothing, St. Louis nothing. Hi, Clinton, how are you? And what's blazing? Yep, Cookie Cutter Stadium. For sure. Clinton and his love of cardiac baseball. If you're not subscribed to him, you should be. Dave Roberts, and we're not talking about the good friend of the Boston Red Sox, Dave Roberts. 1 for 5 on the year. I wonder why Schmidt didn't play this game. He has 1 for 5 with 2 strikeouts on the year. Andujar deals, and that's a shot grounded to the Ozzie Smith. Long throw to Tennis as my computer skips a beat, and that's in time for the out. So 1 out. Andujar good for about 120, and he's cruising right along through the first 4 batters. Gary Maddox, 238 with an RBI. Joaquin delivers. Fly ball to center. Back goes Smith in the rain and makes the catch. Days like this that you can get tips from Bill Gray and Terry Metcalf on how to play on the surface in the wet. Bo Diaz. You see him there with Cleveland. Good catcher for Philadelphia. And as I said, Pete Rose loved him so much he brought him into Cincinnati. He's at 222 with 2 RBI. 2 out. Andujar delivers. Ground ball to Ozzie over the Tennis. And that retires the side. So a clean frame for Andujar after 1.5. Phillies zip, Cardinals zip. So that brings up Tennis with Gonzalez and Porter to follow. Porter, the only lefty in the... Oh, Hernandez is a lefty. Never mind. Gene is 1 for 1 on the year. In fact, I believe that came last Saturday. on a broadcast. I believe he had a pinch hit home run for me. Or he walked, one of the two, but that's his only at-bat. A home run. Carlton delivers, and there's a fly ball left center. Matthews has it for the out, 1 out. So they played bunt for Julio Gonzalez, who was 4 for 14, 286 with an RBI. They played for the bunt. They're not going to get it. Right back to Carlton. Over to Rose, and that's an out. That's 2 away for Darryl Porter, who is really scuffling. 5 for 35 on the year. They bury him at 7 today in the lineup. 143. Average 1 home run and 6 RBI. Pitch from Carlton. Ground ball to DeJesus on the dirt at second. Over to Rose to retire the side. That dirt gets moist in a hurry, and it is not a light rain. It is coming down. Winds are blowing right in from left center. So if you see right around that scoreboard in left center field, you see the Anheuser-Busch and the Winston sign. 67 degrees. I mean, it's not a cold rain, but it's raw. It'll be trio Carlton and Rose here in the third for Andahar. Trio at 231 with an RBI. Pitch, fly ball to left center. Lonnie Smith, 1 out. And that brings up Steve Carlton, who was 0 for 7 on the year. Andahar delivers, and there's a fly ball to right center. Smith, 2 out. And so 8 batters in the books for Andahar. 28 pitches through for the first 9 batters in 28 pitches. 2 2/3 innings and just 1 hit. Rose flew out to deep right his first time up. He's having a good start to the year. Pitch. Tipped. And Porter couldn't hang on to it, so it remains no balls and 2 strikes. Andahar delivers. Got him. He swung on and missed. So no runs, no hits, no errors. Another clean inning for Andahar and the Cardinals. After 2.5, it's the Phillies nothing, the Cardinals nothing. Oh, Jet and 108. You don't know when to begin. I figure. Absolutely. Just send a note on what you need help with. And I have 118 seasons for X and PC too. Yeah, the only cookie cutter. Well, there are 3 cookie cutters in 69. There's going to be Shea, but that's grass. Which is going to be more than that. I don't know when the turf went into Busch. Washington is turf or grass, but that's a cookie cutter. And of course the Astrodome. Anyway, here's Ozzie Smith. You know he's not going to bunt. He's getting 323 with no home runs and 5 RBI. He's walked 6 times. Pitch from Carlton. Fly ball. Maddox comes in and he makes the catch. So 1 out for Andahar. And I don't want it to tell me that my pitcher's coming to bat. So Andahar steps in 1 for 5 on the year. He's not struck out. Pass now. 2-2 curveball inside corner. Got him looking. He struck out, according to this, he struck out 44 times in the real season and did not draw a walk. That takes some dedication not to draw a walk and whiff 44 times. So the first 9 batters for Carlton, 2 2/3 innings, no runs, no hits. He has walked 1 and struck out 3. The walk, Lonnie Smith, and he turned that into a stolen base. Pitch from Carlton. Up the middle to DeJesus, over to Rose. And that retires the side. Hope you all like Bengals because there's a whole bunch of them on the scoreboard. After 3, there's nothing. And thanks, What's Blazing. Hit that like button. And subscribe to What's Blazing in Sports, too. Boxing talk, among other things. So DeJesus, Matthews, and Davis to face Andahar here in the 4th. So starting next week, our summer baseball schedule, or post-football baseball schedule, Tuesday and Thursday at lunch and Wednesday in prime time. Pitch to DeJesus. Ground ball to Tennis. Takes it to the bag himself, and that's an out. So Andahar is cruising. He's only, and facing Gary Matthews was the only hit of the ball game from either team. He's 1 for 1 with a single. Andahar delivers, and Matthews hits a fly ball to left. Hernandez in the corner, and he tracks it down. How you doing, Beatles Eternally? Good to have you with us. And so Keith Hernandez, he must have upset somebody. Why in the world would you put him in left field? Whitey. Dick Davis is 0 for 1. He flew out to Hernandez in the first. 2 outs. Pitch from Andahar. That's a ground ball up the middle. Hurd can't get it, and that's a base hit. So a 2-out single for Davis, and that brings up Dave Roberts. He was 0 for 1. Grounded to short. Andahar delivers, and there's a liner right to Ozzie Smith, who makes the catch. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. After 3.5, it's the Phillies nothing, the Cardinals nothing. Beatles has done some good. I believe he did a Negro Leagues tutorial for his channel, Beatles Eternally. Check that out. He did that for OOTP. I believe the Action PC Baseball Negro League season's coming out next week. I didn't pre-order them, but I'll probably get. I'm sure there'll be a package on them at some point. So Tommy Herr struck out his first time up on a 3 by Carlton. Pitch, and there's a fly ball to right. Davis in the corner makes the catch. It is warmed up a bit. It's now 70. It's still raining, but the wind is not as fierce. It's 11 miles an hour in from left center. As Keith Hernandez steps to the plate, he's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Pitch from Carlton. There's a little chopper down to third. Roberts has to hurry over to Rose. Got him. So Carlton breathes a sigh of relief, and that'll bring up George Hendrick. He's 0 for 1. Flew out to Matthews in the second. Pitch. Ball 4. And so Hendrick's on with a walk. Oh, maybe that was the first. That's the second walk for Carlton. And that'll bring up Gene Tennis, who flew out to Matthews in the second. Hendrick is not going to try and steal. Pitch from Steve. Ball 4. So he hasn't allowed a hit, but right now he's put 2 base runners on. So Carlton has walked 3. That's the 7th of the year. In the real season, he walked 86 and close to 300 innings. So 2 on, 2 out for Julio Gonzalez, who grounded back to Carlton in the second. And again, that's not the same Julio Gonzalez. Carlton's pitch. Got him! Just below the belt. And so Carlton works himself out of trouble. Gonzalez didn't swing the bat. No runs, no hits, no errors. The St. Louis Strands 2. After 4, it's the Phillies nothing, the Cardinals nothing on 82 Major League Baseball 1 replay on Retro Sports Network. Action PC is 34 to 38. That should be fun. That should be fun. And I want to know how the Skype Fairy delivered you 118 seasons. So Andahar will face Maddox, Diaz, and Trio here in the 5th. Gary's 0 for 1. Flew out to Ronnie Smith, and it's pronounced Maddox. But I always thought it was Maddox. But you go back to some of the games on YouTube, and it's pronounced Maddox. And so the Maddox hits a ground ball to the Wizard, and 10S makes the play. There you go. So on the 0-2 count, it's a ground ball to short, 1 out. It brings up Bo Diaz, who's 0 for 1. He's grounded out to Wizard. His last time up. Pitch. Up the middle, and that gets past her and into center field for a single. So Bo Diaz is a 1-out hit, and they'll bring up Manny Trio's 0 for 1. Flew out to left center his first time up, and this time he draws a walk. So the Phillies have a runner in scoring position in Andahar, who has the patience of a toddler waiting to get to the bathroom in a fast food place. Hops around the mound. Carlton at the plate. And with 1 out, they'll come in and play the bunt. Carlton is 0 for 1. Andahar delivers, and there's a liner in the right. Hendrick in the corner. He makes the catch. Diaz will try for third. They're going to throw. It's a long throw, and he got away from Gonzalez. The throw was not, the ball was wet, and they got away. And so not only will Diaz be safe, he'll score, and Trio moves to second. So a throwing error makes it 1-0 Philadelphia. Here it is again. Cotton. Good fly ball, but Hendrick must have, when he went to exchange it, must have got wet, and it just dribbled away from Gonzalez. So with 2 out, if you thought Andahar was upset before, oh boy. Through 18 batters, 59 pitches, 4 2/3 innings, 3 runs. How can that run be earned? I don't get it. It shouldn't be earned because even though he reached correctly, he scored because of the air. A walk and a strikeout. Rose 1 for 2 with a strikeout. So Andahar delivers, and there's a ground ball to her over to tennis, and that retires the side. The Phillies get on the board first. Halfway home, 1-0 Phillies. So Porter, Ozzie Smith, and Joaquin Andahar to face Carlton here in the 5th. Pitch to Porter, who's 0 for 1. Ball 4. So Ozzie Smith is not a good sacrifice runner. He's 0 for 1. Flew out to shallow right. No, I play home team with this. Whatever way you choose is going to work. The AI is not, any AI could be better, but I like the AI in this game. So I play home. Unless it's the Red Sox, then I play the Red Sox. But anything you see in this replay is home team. Pitch to Ozzie. There's a ground ball to DeJesus. To Trio for 1, and Trio won't throw it. No throw. It wasn't that Porter was barreling down the line. It was a case of you weren't going to beat him anyway. So Smith reaches on a fielder's choice, 5-4, and that brings up Joaquin Andahar. And Andahar will lay 1 down. Diaz over to first. Trio covering for the out. So score at 2-4. If you're scoring at home, why would you? It's a big game. And so Ozzie's on second. He's a tying run. So through 18 batters, Carlton is through 4 2/3 innings. No runs. 4 walks and 4 strikeouts. Lonnie Smith walked. Grounded to third and has a stolen base. So Smith a tying run on second for Carlton with 2 out. And here's the pitch. And there goes the no-hitter. That's in the left center. That's extra bases. Lonnie Smith goes into second, and Ozzie Smith will score easily, and we're tied at 1. There goes the no-hitter, and there goes the shutout. 1-1. And so Tommy Herr is 0 for 2. Flew out to Davis by the St. Louis bullpen and struck out. Pitch to her. Little nubber down to DeJesus. Bang bang throw to Rose. Should be in time. And it is. But the Cardinals tie this game in the rain. After 5, 1 run, 1 hit, no errors. Phillies 1, Cards 1. So DeJesus, Matthews, and Davis to face Andahar here in the 6th. And they've taken the earned run away from Andahar. do what the official way to do it is you charge it until you score it after the inning, and then you reconstruct. And so it is correct. That is an unearned error for Andahar. De Jesus is 0 for 2. Grounded out to the pitcher and to Tennis. Andahar struck him out. OT's pitch, strike 3 called. That's 2 for Mr. Andahar. He was the Cardinal ace of the early 80s. He came over from Houston. Was kind of a jack of all trades pitcher. You need someone to get you 5 to start. Joaquin was your guy. You need someone to go along out of the pen, same thing. But with the Cardinals, he bloomed. Was a major cog in their run here, and was a good second fiddle to John Tudor in '85 when they lost to the Royals in the World Series. Gary Matthews is 1 for 2. He's got a single. Pitch, and that one's down the line on left. Hernandez is going to dive and makes the catch. A sliding catch against the wet, sloppy turf. He tumbles, the hat flies off, and that's an out. Wow! So Hernandez puts the hat back on, and Andahar just kind of silently applauds. Here's Dick Davis. He's 1 for 2. The pitch. There's a fly ball to right. Back goes Hendrick, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We played 5.5. It's the Phillies 1, the Cardinals 1. And Keith Hernandez gets a good-sized hand from the sturdy crowd at Busch Stadium. 0 for 2 with a strikeout, but he saved an extra base hit down in that corner on the wet turf. Pitch from Carlton. Ground ball to De Jesus over the Rose, and that's an out. And so that brings up George Hendrick. Al's been trying to get you on for a while. And Beatles, now that you're in the state. So if Al's watching, he'll let you know. George Hendrick is 0 for 1 with a walk. Pitch up the middle. Carlton over to Rose. How you doing, Sports Time Machine? Good to have you with us. Here's Gene Tennis. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. 2 out, bottom of the 6th. 1-1 score here between the Cardinals and the Phillies on this second Saturday of the 1982 season. Pitch from Carlton. Ground ball past Rose into the hole between first and second. And so Tennis has the second Cardinal hit of the day. Brings up Julio Gonzalez, 0 for 2. Grounded out to the pitcher and struck out his last time up. 1 of 4 for Carlton on the afternoon. Here's the pitch. Got him. Check swing in at the knees, and Carlton takes a step towards the dugout. That's the side. No runs, 1 hit, no error. The Cardinals have stranded 5 after 6. Phillies 1, St. Louis 1. In your real voice. This is my real voice. No, it's not. This is my real voice. Okay, so it's Dave Roberts, Greg Maddox, and Bo Diaz for the Phillies here in the 7th. Andahar only at 72 pitches. This is his game for a while. Roberts is 0 for 2. And no, he's not. Well, he is 0 for 2. But George Vukovich is going to hit. Came over from Cleveland. 2 for 7 on the year, 286. On the real year, 272, 6 homers and 42 RBI. Again, no Mike Schmidt. Pitch to Vukovich. Fly ball to shallow left. In comes Hernandez to make the catch. 1 out. Brings up Maddox. Flew to deep center and grounded out to Ozzie Smith. Pitch from Andahar. Up the middle, Hurd by the bag at second. Over to Tennis. And that's an out. That's 2 out here in the 7th for Bo Diaz. He has a single. And a ground out to short. 1 for 2. Here's the pitch. There's an extra base hit into right center field. Diaz is digging for 2, and he's in. So Bo is a lone Phillies run. He scored on the error by Hendrick and right. And he's on again. So the go-ahead run is in scoring position with 2 out for Manny Trillo, who walked and earlier flew out to left center. Pitch from Andujar. Little liner, Hernandez goes for the seats, and that's a foul ball. So it's still 0-2. How you doing? Dan Castro, good to have you. Wow, okay. You bury the brogue. Pitch to Trillo. Ground ball up the middle. Ozzie Smith over to Tennis, and that retires the side. That was the lineup that day, Mrs. Forsberg. I didn't put him out there. But yes, and he made a diving catch out there. The Cardinals are short an outfielder. With a lefty on the mound, Carlton on the mound. I bet that was the reason why. But Willie McGee has not been called up yet. And when he does, the Cardinals get a lot better. And they're already off to a good start. They're 7-3. So it'll be Darrell Porter, Ozzie Smith, and Joaquin Andujar after the Oregon played take me out to the ball game. Porter is 0 for 1 with a walk. Pitch. Ball 4. I can take a look. Will it tell me in real life? You ask about Keith Hernandez, and in 2 games, he played 2 games in left field and 2 games in right. And 158 at first. So if you're wondering what Uncle Ron was drinking before game time, that's God's honest truth. So Ozzie's 0 for 2. He is. Flew out to shallow right center in the 3rd and grounded out to short in the 5th. On the grounded to short on the fielder's choice in the 5th. Pitch from Carlton. Smith, ground ball foul. Louis Aguayo is in at 3rd, so I'm assuming that Mike Schmidt is not available. 3-2, full count. Ozzie Smith got him. He got him in at the knees, and Ozzie takes a look towards the umpire, but he knows it. And there's 1 out for Andujar, who was struck out and sacrificed. And so he'll lay one down again. Diaz over to Trillo covering, and it's another good sacrifice. So 2 out, and Porter, the go-ahead run, is in scoring position for Lonnie Smith. So through 27 batters, Steve Carlton has thrown 6 2/3 innings, 105 pitches, just 2 hits, but 5 walks and 6 strikeouts. Lonnie has the lone RBI for the Cardinals, a double and a stolen base, and a walk, 1 for 2. And there's a rain delay. Well, we hope you enjoyed the Three Stooges. Meet the special Three Stooges cartoon with Scooby-Doo. 19 minutes, and so I am Andujar probably will come back out. It wasn't that long. But the rain has stopped, it's warmed, it's gotten muggy. Winds are now in at 6 in center field. It's now 74 degrees. So networks have told us that we can take off our overcoats. And so we're sitting in our nice button-up long-sleeve shirts and tie. Pitch from Carlton is going to be an intentional walk. And so that will be it. It'll be Ron Reed with no record and no ERA in 2 2/3 innings. He's allowed 2 hits and a strikeout. He last pitched last Sunday against Montreal. 2 innings, he struck out 1. Got it 2 hits. On the real year, 5-5 with 14 saves and a 2.66 ERA. Runners on first and second. Tommy Herd, ground ball to Jesus. Only play is to first and Rose. And, well, there's 2 out anyway, Ron. And that retires aside. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 7, Andahar is going to stay in the game. It's the Phillies 1, the Cardinals 1. And let's see what they do with Rod King. I imagine Rod Reed's going to bat here. Greg Gross will pinch hit. So Reed is only in to face 1 batter, and that was successful. Gross 3 for 10 on the year. On the real season, .299 with 10 RBI. Andahar delivers, and there's a ground ball up the middle. Ozzie over to tennis. Got him. So it rained long enough for them to get the tarp on the field. It rained hard enough to do that, but the infield's pretty soaked anyway. And they rolled it on, it stopped raining, and they took it off. So Andahar to 27 batters, 7 in the 3rd innings, 4 hits. 1 run, it was under, and he walked 1 and struck out 2. Rose is 0 for 3 with the strikeout. Andahar delivers. There's a fly ball to left. Hernandez makes the catch. He's actually done okay out there in left. It's George Hendricks throwing there in right. That gave the Phillies their only run, and that came in the 5th. Jesus 0 for 3 with the strikeout. He missed the pitch. Ground ball to tennis over the first for the out. And so Sid Mungie is in the pitch, and Sid is thrown 2 2/3 innings for 2 strikeouts. 7-1 on the real year. The lefty has a 3.75 ERA. And if you want to know the last time he pitched, that was a week ago against Montreal. This looks awful familiar. 2 innings, 2 hits, and 2 strikeouts. Hernandez is 0 for 3 with the strikeout. How you doing, Andrew? Good to have you with us. Mungie delivers, and he got him. 0-2 pitch, strike 3. And so Hernandez just kind of shakes his head, and now bring up George Hendricks. 0 for 2 with a walk. 1 out, bottom of the 8th. 1-1 score. Phillies a run on 4 hits, no errors. They've stranded 4. Cardinals 1 run on 2 hits and an error, and they've stranded 7. Here's the pitch. There's a little liner down to Arguello at 3rd, and there's 2 out. So Mungie's done his job. Team Tennis 1 for 2. Here's a single and a walk. The pitch. Got him. He watched a 3-2 pitch curve just dance right over the middle of the plate. No runs, no hits, no errors. We played 8. 1-1. And so Hernandez goes into first. And Dane Orr goes in to left. He's a 6-2. So the Cardinals make with Carlton gone. The Cardinals make that change, or being a lefty. I would venture to guess that's why Keith Hernandez was stuck out in left field. So Andahar will go to as a base runner. Matthews, Davis, and Aguayo for the Phillies here. Matthews 1 for 3 as a single. A looper to Ozzie for the out. So 1 out here in the top of the 9th. Dick Davis 1 for 3. Cardinals, Gonzalez, Porter, and Ozzie Smith with Andujar's spot up. Here's the pitch. Davis hits this one out deep left field. Back goes Dane Orr, and he makes the catch on the wall. 2 out for Aguayo. 2 for 8 on the year. And I'm going to guess Smith was hurt. Pitch. Popped up left side, deep. Orge got it. And so the Phillies go down 1, 2, 3 in the top of the 9th after 8.5. With a silent Mungie. Okay, I got it. So Mungie comes out for inning number 2. And if I got that wrong again, let me know. So Gonzalez, Porter, and Smith due up for the Cardinals. Julio is 0 for 3. He struck out twice, and Mungie has struck out 2 in the first inning. Gonzalez chopped one up the middle to Jesus over the rows, and that's an out. So 1 out for Porter, who was walked twice. It's Ord. Grounded out the second and walked twice. Mungie delivers, and Porter hits this one into left center. Back goes Maddox, and that's 2 out. And so we're 1 out away from some free baseball. Ozzie Smith is 0 for 3. Struck out and scored a run. And he chops that one in the left. Matthews goes in the corner to pitch it out. Ozzie has a double. And so the winning run is in scoring position. 2 out. And Andujar's day is done. And so against the lefty, David Green. Nope, or Tito Landrum. Because I never know which button I'm going to hit. Tito is 1 for 3 on the air with a double. He does not have an RBI, but he had 14 and 72 at-bats. So the righty hits lefties at a 291 clip. And let's see if we get some walk-off baseball here. As our good friend Clinton Park says, it's cardiac time here in St. Louis. Here's the pitch. Landrum popped up left side. Aguayo for the seeds. No. Souvenir. And so the count is no balls and 2 strikes. 1 strike away from extra innings. Here's the pitch. Landrum, right field. Davis makes the catch, and we do have free baseball. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. This has been a pitcher's delight. We go to the 10th. 1-1. And so it's righty, righty, righty. So Doug Bear gets first call out of the bullpen for the Cardinals. He gets a save in 3 innings. He's walked 3 and struck out 2. Pitched an inning against the Cubs on Thursday and walked 2. Got a save Tuesday. But Bruce Suter's pain job is to do that. Get the saves. So the Maddox, Diaz, and trio for the Phillies here in the 10th. And it'll be the top of the lineup for St. Louis once we get to the bottom of the inning. Bear delivers. Pop up left side. Gonzalez and Smith, and it's Gonzalez for the first out. The rain has stopped. The winds are now blowing in again at 12. And it's 74 degrees. It's a warm April day here in St. Louis. Bo Diaz, 2 for 3, has singled and doubled, and scored the lone run for the Phillies on a throwing error by George Hendrick. Here's the pitch. Got him. Strike 3 call on a 1-2 pitch. No, I just bring him in. You can warm them up, I think, but I don't. Well, thank you, Andrew, for the kind word. I mean, it's just window dressing, so I don't. Beatles rooting for the Cardinals. Doing the KMOX and Jack Buck. Manny Trio's 0 for 2 with a walk. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to Hernandez, who's back at first, and he runs to the bag himself to get the out. No runs, no hits, no errors. He played 9.5. It is 1-1. And so Lonnie Smith, Tommy Herr, and Keith Hernandez. And so Lonnie had a double in the RBI. He drove in Ozzie Smith to tie the game. Pitch from Mungie's going for his 3rd inning. High fly ball to center. Maddox goes back to make the catch. And if you ever wondered why, aside from the fact that the Carpets were rather faded, Well, they looked like they had all sorts of stains on them. Well, it's rainy days like this because all the chemicals from the whatevers and the carpet and the spit and the tobacco juice and whatever would stain. And so these carpets would stain. You would need to shampoo it just like you would your grandmother's shag rug. Tommy Herr is 0 for 4 with a strikeout. Here's the pitch. There's a fly ball to center again. Maddox, 2 out. So Keith Hernandez is sitting on a 7-game hitting streak, and he feels a lot better playing first base. Hendrick on deck if the inning should be extended. Pitch. Fly ball to center. Maddox retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We played 10. It's a good thing I didn't have a doubleheader planned for today. 1-1, Cardinals and Phillies. It'll be the pitcher's spot to face Bear, Rose, and DeJesus. They're chatting dead ball in the chat. Not an era I'm all that interested in, but because their community is so diverse, you find people who are. I got that joke in earlier, Andrew. And so Beatles and Clinton especially will play dead ball baseball. Look at Del Unser. The pinch hit for the Phils. Unser 0 for 2 on the year. 0 for 14 in real life, so if he gets a hit, the engine's not broken. Bear delivers. There's a fly ball to right. Hendrick comes in and makes the catch. 1 out. So Bear's going to get his 2 innings in, and I would assume if this game goes to the 12th that you'll see Suter. Pete Rose is 0 for 4 with a strikeout. Bear delivers, and Rose fouls that one back, and he will work the count full. 3-2. Bears ready from the stretch. And that's a base hit in the left center. Rose will round first, but he's a go-ahead run. And that brings up Ivan DeJesus, who is 0 for 4. 1 out. Rose is not a threat to steal. Pitch from Bear. Got him. 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed. A breaking ball at 82, and there's 2 out for Matthews, who can beat you. Rose takes a bigger lean off at first. Matthews 1 for 4. With a single, Rose goes, throw down to her, and they got him. And so Rose was just itching to make something happen, and Darryl Porter threw him out. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. You would think someone that's a manager would know that you don't make the first out, you don't make the last out on the bases. We go to the bottom of the 11th, 1-1. So Warren Brewster comes on. He always looked like he was a charitable man. Not a great start to his year. 2 2/3 innings, 7 hits, including a home run. Last time out was against the Mets, however, and he pitched a clean inning, a scoreless inning rather. 1 inning, 1 hit, and 1 strikeout. That home run, I believe, came against Montreal. Well, it would have, because he hasn't given up a run to the Mets. So it'll be Hendrick, Org, and Gonzalez, maybe, for the Cardinals here in the bottom of the 11th. George is 0 for 3 with the walk. Brewster delivers, and there's a high fly ball left center. Matthews will come in and makes a diving stop to get it. So get that man a bottle of Bactine for the rug burn on his elbow. And Dane Org has not batted yet today, or hit today. 310 on the replay with 6 RBI and 5 walks. Hi, Bobby Catalino. Good to have you. 1 out for Org, and there's a ground ball up the middle. DeJesus to Rose for the out. So Julio Gonzalez is 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. Porter on deck, and Bears at 28 pitches, so he would at least start the 12. Something further down the line. Brewster's at 7 pitches. Matthews, Davis, and Aguayo for the Phillies. If Gonzalez ends the inning right here. The pitch. And that's a liner into right center that Gonzalez will hold at first. And so that was into right center, but he's not a fast runner. Actually, he's got good speed, but he just wasn't paying much attention, and so he probably turned that double into a single. Here's Porter, 0 for 2. Already has one game-winning RBI on the year. This is game 11 for the Cardinals, game number 9 for the Phillies. Here's the pitch. Porter, line drive to right, and it's gone. This game is over. Right center field, Darryl Porter puts it in the bleachers, and the Cardinals win it 3-1. No replay. Brewster just hung one, and Porter just wrote it right out. Walk it off, Darryl Porter. You just beat the Philadelphia Phillies. And so it took 3 hours and 2 minutes and a rain delay of 19 minutes. And the St. Louis Cardinals have beat the Philadelphia Phillies on this Saturday afternoon 3-1. Both teams combined for 10 hits. Phillies got their run in the 5th. Steve Carlton hit a sac fly to make it 1-0, and then the Cardinals tied it up. Actually, that was the play that Hendrick threw into third and Bo Diaz scored, so that's a little more. It wasn't just a sac fly. It was a throw to third that went awry. And then the Cardinals tied it in the bottom of the 5th. Lonnie Smith doubled home Ozzie to make it 1-1. And you just saw Darryl Porter's 2-run homer to win the game, 3-1. So, Steve Carlton, 6 2/3 innings on the mound for Philadelphia, 2 hits. A run it was earned. He walked a lot. 6 had struck out 6. He would have still pitched a bit more before the rains hit. Give Mungie credit, 3 innings and just 1 hit and 2 strikeouts. Brewster, 2/3 of an inning, 2 hits, 2 runs, the home run by Porter, and he goes to 0-1 on the year. Joaquin Andujar threw a gem, 9 scoreless innings or 9 innings, no earned runs, 4 hits. He does not get a win, and Doug Bear went 2 to get the win as first. So, that'll do for this one. The Cardinals are not quite in first yet. They're a half game behind the Expos, who are 6-0. We'll play the rest of these real quick while you watch. And I will tell you, tomorrow we have a basketball doubleheader. The noon game will be the 70s, Michigan State and UCLA. The second game will be at 4. Finally have no football playoffs to contend with. Will be Duke and North Carolina from the 1980s. In our baseball next week, 3 games for you. Philadelphia and Montreal on Tuesday afternoon. Kansas City and Detroit Wednesday night. And Oakland and California Thursday afternoon. All from that week in 1982. And so the rest of the games, can we squeeze them all, the scores in? Come on, you can do it. You can do it, Mr. Computer. All right. Baltimore and the White Sox split a doubleheader. Baltimore won the nightcap 6-4. Chicago won the opener 10-9-9. Padres beat the Dodgers 5-4. Oakland over Seattle 6-1. Jim Spencer with 2 home runs. Atlanta beats Houston 2-1. Giants beat the Reds 5-3. Minnesota over California 7-2. Texas 6, Milwaukee 1. Pittsburgh 7, Chicago 5. That being the Cubs anyway. Kansas City 10-2 over Cleveland. The Mets down Montreal. So Montreal and St. Louis are tied for first after 7 games. 12-4 was the final there. Ellis Valentine 3 hits. Yankees 4-2 over the Tigers. Toronto is 5-4. They beat the Red Sox 7-5. And that's it. You just saw the other game. All right. So it's basketball double dip tomorrow starting at noon. Get on the right screen here. Yep, Thursday, the Hotel California special. Don't scratch when you know you can be seen. All right. Let's see. I hope I got everyone in the chat. Bobby and Al, this is my Miss Uncle Ron thing for Romper Room. I see Bobby and Al and Clinton and Beatles and Andrew and Dave Gardner, and I'm sure I'm missing 15 or 20. But thanks for watching it, and Clinton. Thanks for watching, everybody. It's basketball tomorrow, and don't forget, as far as basketball is concerned, to check out Dave Little. He's doing some great games from the 1970 NBA season. So tomorrow, it's a college basketball double dip, noon and 4 o'clock. And until then, I'm Ron Juckett. Hit that like and subscribe, and thank you oh so much. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Have yourself a good one.